Whatever you do at the crossroads, don't turn left. This is the first line in a book that Avery claims he did not write. 2 weeks ago, a YouTube channel called Avery the Mayo uploaded a YouTube video titled Weird Book I Did Not Write, where he shows us a mine that supposedly he never built. Inside the mine is a chest that Avery did not place, and inside the chest is a book that Avery did not write. Inside the book is a very strange message. Whatever you do at the crossroads, don't turn left. Don't be fooled, it's listening. You can't outsmart it, it's listening to me. It's watching me. It isn't from this world. At the crossroads, don't turn left. 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 Over and over, followed by a sequence of numbers. And that's it. It seems impossible that a whole mine just appears in your world without your knowledge, but Avery explains in the description of the video that the laptop he's playing on is from a storage locker. It already had Minecraft installed, and this world already existed, but when Avery first loaded it up, it was just a normal world. He only now discovered this mine a few hundred blocks from his house. So, in that case, what is this book? The contents are strange, and it's not evident what they refer to. If anything, they just sound like some crazy rambling. But the numbers at the end are clearly some sort of code, so maybe we can solve it and figure out what this book is talking about. Except we can't. The numbers go higher than 26, so it's not any alphabetical code. There are 4 sections, not 3, so it isn't coordinates. And in fact, there's not a single cipher that comes up as a good match for this code. If it is a code, it's unlike any code I've ever seen, and I wasn't able to decipher it. So, is that it? A strange, one-off YouTube video and a dead end? Not quite, because for 2 frames at the very end of the video, Avery's inventory flashes a random pattern of blocks, and this time there is a code, because taking the first letter of the name of every block and capitalizing it if there is more than one, you get a string that perfectly matches the length of a Google Drive link that when you enter takes you to a folder. And this is where the true mystery begins. The mystery of a Minecraft world that doesn't exist. Opening the video named Footage 1, we can see a player in the exact same spot Avery was in the last video, except now he has way more items than he had last time. Presumably this is from his house, and he's come to use this mine in survival as part of this world. The book is now gone from the chest, but it could be that Avery just burned it because it creeped him out, or it's just this book in his inventory. Regardless, Avery lines up with the other strip mine and begins to start a new one into the wall, but when he does, he finds this. Nothing weird, it's just a cave, and Avery walks in to begin exploring, until he stops and sees this. It's hard to make out, but as he walks closer we can see what it is. Moss and grass. This is immediately a red flag because this kind of terrain does not generate in caves. Avery checks underneath it, but there's nothing else either, and when he runs back to grab his torches, he notices yet another patch of moss in the corner of the cave. Again, not natural, but not leading anywhere either. It's only when he heads back down the cave does he see it. A tree. Avery approaches the clump of greenery, and there it is. A tree unlike any other oak tree in the entire game. Whatever this is, it isn't normal. Avery backtracks a bit, and we get a better look at this shrub, for lack of a better word. And after some hesitation and circling around it, Avery decides to try mining the tree. And he does, with no problem. It looks just like a normal tree, except normal trees don't generate underground. And it's not the only one. As Avery goes deeper and deeper into the cave, he passes larger and larger patches of greenery, coming across more shrubs and even more trees, and even more moss. He pauses to talk at one point, but instead of commenting on the trees, he brings up something else. It's weird, we've only seen stone. And I guess he's right, the walls of this cave don't have any diorite, granite, andesite, or ores, but come on, there's a bigger elephant in the room here. At some point though, Avery's wish gets granted and the cave turns into terracotta, tuff, and deep slate. The greenery gets larger and larger, with the trees growing bigger and bigger. Until finally, Avery reaches the end. Avery stops for several long seconds, just taking everything in. The room is a giant cave of green, with strange, unnaturally large trees forming a staircase on the back wall. The floor is covered in a massive field of moss, scattered with the strange trees we saw earlier. Avery slowly heads down the cavern wall, being careful not to take too much damage while maneuvering his way to the bottom. He looks around in awe as he explores the chamber, and from closer up, we can see a tunnel right between the massive tree gates. Avery searches around the trees for a few minutes, seemingly mesmerized by the build, and we can see that these gates are made of trees stacked on trees stacked on trees, made of spruce, mud, and oak. But the question here is obvious. What is this place? This kind of terrain, obviously, doesn't generate naturally, so who made it, and how does it just appear in Avery's world? Well, if there's any answer to that question, it's through this tunnel, because finally, Avery decides to stop sightseeing and heads down the tunnel at the center of the room. Avery walks through the mud brick tunnel, turning to glance behind him every few steps, but of course, nothing is there. The world is set to single player. At least, it seems that way. Until this happens. Something is wrong. It's almost impossible to notice, but at the far edge of the tunnel, the first pair of torches have suddenly been wiped out. Avery stares for a few seconds and continues walking. Another pair of torches is gone. I'm not scared of torches turning off. And then another. I don't know what kind of practical joke this is, but I already heard you in the... I'm not scared of a game. I don't know why I just jumped down. I wasn't scared, but I felt compelled. I've never felt like that in my life. What is going on here? Things just went from strange to incredibly creepy in a matter of seconds. This doesn't just happen on a normal world, but Avery did say he found this world on a computer he got from a storage locker. So maybe this is just a world that the old owner of this computer created, and it's just some strange adventure horror map. Case closed. Except it's not, because the video files aren't the only thing in this Google Drive folder. If you remember, there's also this PDF, and opening it, we see this. My exploration into a strange tunnel I found in my Minecraft world. I've been playing this world for a while and just discovered this. This is my documentation of the search. Notably, when I installed Minecraft, this world came pre-created. Always thought that was a little strange, but I'm not really sure. This seems okay enough, but remember what Avery said earlier. He found this computer in a storage locker with Minecraft installed. Not he installed Minecraft and this world was there. Admittedly, it's a pretty small difference, but still, why the conflicting stories? Something you may have also noticed that I can't explain is why Avery's name is now censored. He wasn't censored in the previous videos, but now he's both hidden his name and changed his skin, almost like he's hiding from something. But there's still a lot more of this footage, and if you want to figure out what's happening in this world, why it exists, and what it has to do with Avery, we have to keep watching, as Avery runs from whatever it is that's hiding in this world. Avery says he has to keep moving, even if he doesn't exactly know why, and the only way to go is down. Avery takes a leap into the giant pool of water before him and swims down into a junction of tunnels. After some hesitation, he burrows himself in the left wall for air before swimming down the left tunnel. He continues to navigate through the dark water, the tunnel getting narrower and narrower, with no end in sight. Until it opens into a giant cavernous room with just enough space at the top to get a bit of air. When Avery descends again, we can see tunnel openings sprawling across the walls. Avery scans around. There's no marker of where to go, just tunnels upon tunnels as far as the eye can see. And then he hears it. The same sound as when the whispers played previously. Avery rushes to dig into the wall, and as he blocks himself in, we can hear the whispers again. Quieter, but still there, as if they're passing by him. When the coast is clear, Avery digs out, but now what? He has no choice but to gamble on a tunnel and hope it's correct. He scans the walls again, no obvious sign of which one to pick. So finally, he rolls the dice. The tunnel leads to another junction, and again, after a slight hesitation, Avery goes left. The tunnel continues, getting narrower and narrower and narrower, until finally he finds himself in the oasis. Avery looks around the room, strangely, almost peaceful. He's in the middle of a square pond, flanked on all sides by the same uncanny trees. He stares off at the water for a second before towering up and getting a good look around. Nothing but trees as far as the eye can see. For a moment, he pauses, before something snaps, and he crafts a boat to get to the center of the lake. Without hesitation, he dives down into the tunnel and plugs up the hole. He makes another trip for good measure, plugging it even further. If this thing comes through here again, it has to break that, but I need to explore. He sails back to the edge of the lake. What it can't avoid doing is loading the chunk. Avery chops a few trees and crafts a hopper with the spare iron in his inventory. His plan is simple: set a trap for the thing following him. But wait, did I miss something? Because how does he know that something is following him? Sure, those torches turned off, and yeah, we heard those noises before, but there's actually an even stronger piece of evidence I haven't mentioned. Remember when Avery said this? I already heard you in the cave. Well, it took me a second to figure out what exactly he meant, but then I heard this. It's almost impossible to make out, but on a few separate instances while Avery was walking in that original cave, he would randomly pause for a second or two, and now we know why. He was listening. Every time he paused, for just a brief moment, you could hear footsteps on the stone behind him, stopping just a fraction of a second too late to be quiet. But okay, if something is somehow really following Avery in a single-player world, how can he stop it, or at least get it to reveal itself? Well, that's exactly what he's doing right now. Like he said, he needs time to look around and explore this world, but while he's gone, anything can just swim through the hole and replace the blocks to make it look like nothing happened. But if Avery turns down his render distance and puts items in this hopper, if he then goes far enough away and unloads the chunk, the only way for the hopper to be empty when he returns is if something loaded the chunk while he was gone. And then, whatever was following him would be exposed. The trap is set. Now it's time to explore. Avery walks through the trees, avoiding the lake so as to not load the chunk. Every inch of this place looks exactly the same. The same gray floor, the same strange trees. Everywhere he looks, there's nothing. Until, just in the corner of the screen, there's a sign. But it's hard to spot, and Avery doesn't seem to see it, and he keeps walking. Then he pauses. Interesting. That's the third sign we've seen so far. What? Where? Third sign? I've only seen this one. But it turns out he's right. Going back and re-watching the footage, just barely hidden in the corners of the screen are two other signs Avery crossed earlier in the recording, though he gave no indication at the time that he noticed them. Avery goes back to all three signs. All of them are blank, so I don't know what to make of it, but Avery seems to be satisfied and he explains why. These signs all seem to point to one place. Both of these angled ones point in the same direction. And he's right. If you line up a coordinate grid with the location and rotation of the signs, you get this. So he's right, all of them point a certain way, and if you trace out their intersection, it hits one specific point. He also pulls off this brilliant move, which you rarely see from these protagonists, by turning the difficulty to peaceful because he ran out of food. Absolutely genius. But with that said, he returns to the lake to check on his contraption. And nothing showed up. Items are still flowing out of the hopper, which would be impossible if anything had loaded the chunk. Avery tells us exactly this. Nothing came through. Not to mention, the blocks are still in the same position Avery placed them to plug the hole. Now that he's shaken off whatever was following him, Avery sails back, presumably to find the intersection points of the signs. But before he does that, he opens up chat and says this. Something is here. What? How? Why is Avery saying that? Why isn't he sending it in chat? What did he see? I don't know if it can hear me. But I'm not taking any chances. The grass block. When Avery left the chunk, he didn't just set one trap for the entity, he set two. Without mentioning anything to us, he placed a grass block next to a block of dirt. In Minecraft, grass can't spread if the chunk isn't loaded. The only way that this block is now grass is if something other than Avery loaded this chunk. I'm not scared, but my gut says to keep moving. Maybe I am scared. The other sign was pointed
I'm home again. I thought that I could run away.
Avery walks through a tunnel which quickly turns into a maze.
More to say,
And slowly but surely, dead end after dead end, Avery navigates through it.
to be somebody else. It's alright. Baby, here I am. I was lost. Now I'm found again. It's alright. Baby, here I am. It's alright. 'Cause baby,
Avery is clearly smart. Smart enough to set a trap, and smart enough to set a backup. But whatever this thing is that's following him, it's smart too. Smart enough to block up the tunnel it entered from. Smart enough to refill the hopper with items after loading the chunk. Smart enough to hide its presence. This world seems to be guiding Avery somewhere. The whispers in this tunnel coercing him to enter the cave. The signs pointing to the secret entrance under the tree. Whatever this world is, it's leading Avery. But to what? We don't know. All we do know is that he isn't alone. And finally, Avery exits the maze into another giant room with what looks like a cipher above a door, with 3 levers right in front of it. Avery stares up at it, says he'll need a pen and paper, and blocks up the tunnel where he came from. The footage ends with him staring up at the code, deep in thought. From what I can see, the code atop the doorway looks something like this. It doesn't immediately remind me of anything, and plugging it into a cipher decoder gives me no ideas either. Running each of the candidate ciphers just gives gibberish every single time. Whatever this code is, there's unfortunately no way that I, or Avery, can solve it. The second half of the footage picks up with 17 minutes of just staring at the wall. And then he gets it. Okay, I guess it was solvable. Avery says it's a good poem, but doesn't actually reveal what it said, only that it uses cipher stacking, a technique where 2 ciphers are layered one on top of the other to make a code almost undecipherable. How Avery actually solved it with a pen and paper is beyond me, but the puzzle isn't over yet. There's still this gate, which Avery suspects is some sort of combination lock, but instead of a pen and paper, his solution this time is a bit more, how do I put this? Efficient. And with that, wait. Who's Durlord 3? For the first time in this footage, Avery's sensor bar lingers for just a second too short, and we get a glimpse of the name. This isn't Avery's name. This isn't Avery's skin. Maybe the reason that we got 2 different stories about where this world came from is because the player we've been watching this entire time isn't Avery at all. But if that's the case, then who is this? The world at the beginning is clearly the same one that Avery was playing on. So what's going on here? If it is Avery on an alt account, why the conflicting stories in the description and the document? And if it's not Avery, then who is this other person, and why are they claiming that this is their world they found? I genuinely just don't know, but the only way to find out is to keep watching, as Durlord walks through the tunnel after the puzzle and finds himself in the village. It's empty. This village is strange. It's clearly abandoned, if the cobwebs and literal holes in the roof didn't make that obvious, and all the chests and containers have nothing inside of them. There's also an interesting amount of yellow in the carpets, beds, and flooring, but wherever Durlord looks, he can't find anything of interest, no lead on where to go or what to do from here. The fountain and statue in the town center is by far the most eye-catching decoration here, but like we can see, it too is empty. There's no path to take from there. So, is this the final area then? The final answer to what's been going on with this world and what's been following him? I'm not sure, and clearly Durlord isn't either, since he keeps looking around for anything out of the ordinary, anything that might give him a clue of where to look next. They think that devotion will save them. Rest assured, it will not. Not that it will do them any good to believe that anyway. The ones who realized it pretend they didn't. But it doesn't help that there are some of them who truly believe they'll be saved. The king is coming, Maya. If anything, I wager that their king is already here. It's watching me write this. I don't particularly care. I just want this to be done with. The sooner I can leave, the better. He's arrived. I don't know why anyone is surprised to find that out. This is exactly what they were hoping for. I'm going. I'm leaving this here in the rare case someone finds it. If you have found this, I implore you, turn turn back, disconnect, forget about this world. It's not for you. If you've come here, you must be curious. I know you must want to continue onwards. So I know that this is a heavy ask, but please, do not go any further. For your own good, do not. crossroads. Don't turn left. Don't be fooled. It's listening. You can't outsmart it. It's listening to me. It's watching me. It isn't from this world. At the crossroads, don't turn left. 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 And the footage ends. Right there. Durlord was the person who wrote the book in Avery's world. How? It shouldn't even be possible that the tunnel led him back to that mine. Durlord found this world on his computer, and Avery found Durlord's old laptop in the storage locker and has been playing on it ever since. But what is this world? What was following Durlord in this footage, and most importantly, what was behind those gates? I didn't put that sensor bar there, that was in the original footage. Whatever is behind that black square was enough to drive probably the smartest protagonist I've ever seen into running for his life. Something that a whole village of people was trying to summon. Something that this entire world has been hiding. A king? What does that even mean? I don't know what to tell you, but I can tell you one thing. The code at the end of the book, now with this footage, we can solve it. Each number corresponds to one slot in Durlord's inventory. 1 here and 36 here. Take the first letter of each item, or whatever number is indicated after the dash. From that, we can get this. Run Avery. It's here. Durlord was giving one last warning, hoping that whatever was following him wouldn't see. But how? How would he possibly know that Avery would find this world? There's no way for him to know who Avery even is. Whatever he saw behind those doors, whatever he knows about this world now, we may never understand. But one thing is certain. Whatever was coming for him is coming for Avery next. This isn't over. Run Avery is the last line in a book that Avery did not write. A few months ago, a YouTube channel called Avery the Mayo uploaded a video titled Weird Book I Did Not Write, where he discovers a mine in his Minecraft world that he claims he never built. Inside the mine is a chest with a book, with various ramblings and a message at the end addressed to him. But if not Avery, then who wrote this book, and how did it get into Avery's world? Well, just recently, Avery uploaded again, a 15-hour video trying to find out why this book exists, why was he warned to run away, and what is behind these gates. You see, also just a few months ago, a Google Drive folder was discovered containing footage of a player named Durlord3 exploring this exact same world. He digs into the wall of the mine and finds a cave full of structures that should be impossible to find in any normal Minecraft world. Except, he also claims that he didn't build any of this and just discovered this world on his computer. But when he finally reaches the end of the cave, Durlord3 sees something behind these gates. Something that he censored and that drove him into running for his life and leaving this one last message to Avery before completely disappearing off the face of the internet. Since then, we know Avery found Durlord's laptop in a storage locker and has been using it as his daily computer, only recently discovering this cave and the book addressed to him. But what happened to Durlord3 after he recorded this footage? How did he know who Avery was if Avery doesn't seem to know him? And why did he warn Avery to run away? Why does this strange world exist? And, most importantly, what did Durlord see behind the gates?
Hey guys, so as you probably know, there was a video about my world, which I saw. I don't know who this Durlord3 guy is, but if he left me this message, feel like I owe it to him to at least figure out what happened. As far as I can tell, there's nowhere to reach him.
As Avery explores the cave, there's no evidence of what could have happened to Durlord 3, no messages he left behind. But finally, Avery reaches a crossroads at the end of the tunnel, and despite the book's warnings, he turns left. Oh. Right.
Just kidding, just kidding.
And there they are, the gates. It's just a block of gold?
Is that it? It's just a gold block. It's not really that crazy.
Even Avery seems a little disappointed. It looks like we've hit a dead end. There is not a single cut in this footage, from when Avery goes behind the gates to when he finds himself in this place. The footage doesn't cut once, and somehow he's here. Apparently he also got changed into survival mode and can't change back. Whatever this is, it shouldn't be possible in any normal Minecraft world, but it might bring us one step closer to finding out what happened to Durlord 3. If he also went through these gates and ended up here before he disappeared, then there might be some clues as to what happened to him. And Avery seems to agree, because instead of what any normal person would do here, he turns left into another gate. This is the last time I'll say this, but it should not be possible for any of this to happen in a normal Minecraft world. How and who built this is completely beyond me, but Avery keeps going, following the bridges through these giant mountains. But it's not over yet. As Avery keeps going from mountain to mountain, more and more disappear all around him. Every second counts, and if Avery isn't fast enough, he'll fall right into the void. As Avery heads over to this massive tree, I want to mention something you might have noticed. Some of the blocks on the mountains didn't look naturally generated. I mean, none of this looks naturally generated, but some of these blocks don't look like they're part of the mountains. In fact, if we take a look back at Durlord 3's footage and inventory before he vanished, all of the blocks we can see on the mountains line up with blocks that he had in his inventory. That likely means that Durlord 3 was here, and we now have a concrete trail of breadcrumbs to follow and find him. And just as Avery reaches the roots of the tree, we can see even more clues. I mean, this bridge is obvious, but there are also small specks of moss that must have been placed by hand. Someone was definitely here. And after reaching the bottom, Avery heads into yet another gate. And he's back. Except now he's one row of doors closer to the end of the hall, one row closer to Durlord 3. Whatever this place is, disregarding who even made it, Durlord 3 is almost definitely somewhere here. Behind one of these gates is the answer to what happened to Durlord and the truth of what this place is. All Avery has to do is keep looking.
There was a trail of blocks, so hopefully following them should lead me to Durlord. Shouldn't be too hard.
The light went out. It's a small detail, but the light from the house that Avery just explored It's gone. That doesn't just happen normally, and it can only mean one thing. Something is here. Avery exits a little rattled, rightfully so, but once again he's another row of doors closer to the end, another row closer to Durlord 3. It was brief, but you may have caught sight of a single crafting table when Avery was running up the stairs. It doesn't make sense to just be there, which again likely means that someone was here before Avery. Someone like Durlord. It might be creepy, but we're on the right track. We just have to keep watching. Avery finds himself in a desert, with no clear indication of where to go from here. In the distance, we can see various ruins, structures that are far too big to have been built by any passing player. Whatever they are, they've been here for a while. Somewhere out there has to be an exit gate that'll get us closer to Durlord. And, without any direction, Avery heads off, blind, into the night. It's strangely quiet in the desert. No sign of anything following Avery. He passes ruin after ruin after ruin. The scenery doesn't seem to change no matter where he goes. The dunes are endless in every direction. Until finally, Avery sees it. An obelisk. And as Avery gets closer, we can see that it has some strange symbols carved into the base. Avery pauses, as if trying to decipher the code, and the footage stalls. But quickly, Avery opens chat as if he realized something.
Bro is speaking enchanting table.
Yeah, maybe I gave him a little too much credit. Avery decides he can't solve these runes and turns away, but quickly spots a crafting table in the distance, another sign that yet again someone was here. And over the hill, even further, there it is again, another gate. Avery goes through, and once more finds himself closer to the end of the hall. I'm trying to understand how this all works. Remember, we started in Avery's single-player world, which had no business having this massive tunnel in the first place, but okay, sure, let's accept that. From there, Avery entered the same gate we saw Durlord 3 look behind in the original footage, but instead of something censored, this time all there was a gold block. But when Avery left the gate, he ended up somewhere completely different, a massive hall of doors. Each door seems to connect to a different world, and scattered around these worlds are blocks that we know Durlord 3 had in his inventory. Breadcrumbs that tell us we're on the right track to finding out what happened to him. But there's still 14 hours left of Avery's footage, so if we want to figure out what happens, we have to keep watching. Avery goes from house to house, exploring this seemingly much more tranquil world. Every one of these worlds has an entrance gate and an exit gate, but this red dimension is the first one without an obvious exit, and as a result, Avery doesn't know what to do. He's kind of just here. The only thing he can do is go from house to house and try to find any clue about where the exit gate is. But there's nothing here. Everywhere he looks, it's just dead end after dead end. He tries counting the beds in each house, going to every last one and taking note. Maybe this is the way out. But once again, there's no pattern. And Avery gives up.
Okay, I'm done with this. Where are you? I know you're here. I said, where are you? Answer me. Where are you? Look at me. I am here. You were so eager to find me earlier. Come at me. Come to me right now, or I'll leave. What am I doing? It's New Year friggin' Eve, and here I am playing this stupid Minecraft world. God, like, what am I doing with my life? I can't do this, dear Lord. I'm sorry. I don't know what you want me to do. I'm not smart like you are. I can't figure this out. How am I supposed to find you? Please, give me a clue.
But something isn't right. Rewinding the footage and looking at this exact spot on the hill, there's no crafting table in sight. This table appeared later, as if to guide Avery to this exit gate. Someone or something must have placed it when Avery wasn't looking. If this was Durlord's doing, there's no reason he would hide himself like this, and this might be the case for every crafting table we've seen thus far. So if it isn't Durlord 3 leaving this trail, then who or what is Avery following?
I'm coming, dear Lord. Don't you worry.
The next world that Avery enters looks like a small town. It's also pretty calm, and like the last one, there's no obvious direction of where to go, nor are there any breadcrumbs that Durlord might have left behind. All Avery can do, once again, is walk around looking for any clues. Out of nowhere, the sky goes black and we can hear a noise. It's not about finding the next gate anymore, it's about getting out of here without being seen. It's closed.
What? What was that? You don't understand. I've never felt like that in my life. Why was I so scared? Why am I so scared? I can't do this. I'm sorry, dear Lord. I just can't do this. Every time I try and do anything, it just doesn't work. I can't solve any puzzles. I can't figure anything out. And now, I'm scared of a game. I'm just not enough. But if not me, then who else? I have to keep going.
It's clear that whatever is causing Avery to feel this way, whatever is filling him with this much fear, must want something from him. If it left him a false trail of crafting tables and essentially coerced him into going deeper into this world, it must be leading him somewhere. But I don't know what the goal is. Why is Avery important? And what even is leading him in the first place? Not once have we actually seen a monster or an entity. We've heard noises and seen blocks get destroyed and placed, but never seen something physical actually come after Avery. But nonetheless, his reactions are very real. He's clearly been terrified on multiple occasions, so whatever the thing in this world is, its plan is working, and Avery is only getting more and more hopeless. Finally, Avery exits the canals and enters a strange walled-in world with some structure in the center. And for the first time in a while, the exit to this world is obvious. The gate that'll take Avery back to the Great Hall, and hopefully closer to his goal of finding Durlord 3, is just on the other side of this courtyard. But after a few moments of hesitation, Avery turns around and decides to just take a peek into the church.
You are safe here. Rest here. You are safe. Take shelter from that which haunts you. Nothing can reach you here. You are safe. It must be such a fearful thing to fall into a realm of which you do not belong. Worry not. You are safe here. Nothing can hurt you.
Avery exits the book and slowly heads outside the church, but he's no longer interested in the gate. He collects a few flowers from a patch by the outside wall and begins roaming around the courtyard, slowly planting flowers at various gravestones, as if in a trance. I didn't censor that footage earlier. I don't know what it said inside that book, but whatever Avery read caused him to slip into some sort of dazed state. He continues to walk around, planting flowers, moving water in and out of this well. And clearing up the ferns outside the church. He then walks, without thought, into this lake and begins to drown. And he repeats this cycle. For 12 hours. For 12 hours straight, Avery walks back and forth along this courtyard, mindlessly planting and replanting flowers, emptying and filling this well, clearing up more and more and more ferns around the church, completely devoid of any emotion, any sign of thought, anything at all. For periods of time, sometimes an hour, he'll just pause, staring at the text. You are safe here.
I don't know who this Durlord 3 guy is, but if he left me this message, I feel like I owe it to him to at least figure out what happened. There was a trail of blocks, so hopefully following them should lead me to Durlord. I'm coming, Durlord. Don't you worry. If not me, then who else? I have to keep going.
I'm so sorry. I forgot. I'm sorry. I won't forget again. I won't forget.
But the battle isn't over yet. He's one bridge closer to Durlord 3. But to get to him, he still has a ways to go. As Avery kills this drown to get food, we see something interesting in the water, a pattern, and Avery notices it as well. It's likely that this pattern is actually some sort of door that opens up another room, and the button that Avery pressed earlier might have something to do with opening it. He goes around the pond, and on each one of these pillars is another button revealing some valuable block, and Avery lists all of them out. But what to actually do with them isn't obvious. After a bit of thinking, Avery tries simply breaking into the pillars. If this is meant to be a riddle or combination lock, then you can force it open by looking at the wiring. But inside of every single pillar is nothing. It's just a small circuit that reveals the valuable block by opening the trapdoor. No connection to any sort of larger redstone circuit, except this pillar with the diamond block. Inside it, it has a small tower made of quartz, but it doesn't seem to lead anywhere special. The puzzle must have something to do with the blocks themselves, not with the actual buttons, and Avery is once again stuck in figuring it out.
Screw this. Screw this puzzle.
The block that this door is made of is netherite, the hardest breakable block in all of Minecraft. Without any tools, it takes 4 minutes and 10 seconds to destroy. Very few people would willingly choose to break the netherite here because chances are solving this puzzle would open the door instantly. But Avery is done trying to solve these puzzles how the world wants him to. He's going to find Durlord 3 his own way.
Stupid puzzle.
Avery enters into another world, a library that seems to extend infinitely in every direction. Scattered around it are strange books, but nothing that looks like it was left by Durlord 3. Without any direction, Avery keeps going through the library. But finally, he catches sight of something in the distance.
Only one step left. As there always is. Brother wishes to wait.
You're not a very hard guy to catch, you know, Avery.
It's you.
Me.
I found you.
That you did.
I found you. I was starting to think I'd never find you.
What can I say?
Are you okay? What happened? Why did you leave all that in my world?
Well, I'll be honest, I wasn't in the best state of mind when I left that message.
What do you mean?
Did you read the book?
What book?
The book in the lectern right above us.
Well, you kind of cut me off.
My bad. You should read it.
Okay, one sec. Only one step left. As there always is. Brother wishes to wait. Something's in the air. I do not
hear it. I hear impatience. The weight of the flock. They want it. The one. They call for it. Beg for it. Knock for it. Yet, the key soon turns. Our future awaits. Father has spoken. The final eve is ready. I wish I knew the ritual, but he tells me nothing. It will save us from this old world, show us something new. To speak honestly now, I can hear it in the air when I close his eyes and listen. I woke before dawn to see Brother Aeneas, eyes dark, frozen, whispering, chanting, until he wasn't there. I do not feel well. Father can't know. Dawn has come. Father said nothing. He guided me to it. The altar. I wait there now. Am I to speak to it? They've stepped back. I await the one we are all here for. The king. The king, the king, the king. That writhing thing like night and dawn below. I must write. Drown it out, drown it. I can't hear the tapping. Mend me as one. It was not a door. It was an entrance. I must write quieter. Something fell on me. The impossible maker. It knew all of me. The screams lasted just 3 seconds. They echoed longer into his silence. The wrong God came. We let it. Please, find the doors. Close them all. They will not all look like doors. You will know them when you are close.
What does it mean? It's weird, but what does it mean?
Do you know about the King in Yellow?
No.
Do you know about Hastur?
No. Is that the king in yellow?
Okay, there's unfortunately no way I can put this that doesn't sound a little insane, so bear with me. The thing that the book talks about, the king, I guess, is something unknowable. It's something that shouldn't be able to exist because it is everything that exists. That's what the book is talking about. That's what was behind the gates. But it's not like anything I can describe. It doesn't have a shape, or at least you don't see a shape. When I looked at it, at least, it floods your mind with knowledge. Knowledge it was never meant to hold. Everything that once was, everything that now is, and everything that will be, stuffed into your head. And through that, it shows you that everything that you think you know, your whole reality, is a world that doesn't exist. That everything you think is true is a tiny, tiny, minuscule part of an unknowable whole. You live in an illusion, and it crams all of that truth into a mind far too small to handle it, instantly. And it hurts like a truck.
That was behind the gates?
Yeah,
So, you knew to warn me because...
because I knew you the second I saw it. I knew you would find this place and post a video.
Are you okay?
Something about this place makes it better. God knows how. That's the interesting part. I know nothing about this place, so much about the real world. Well, the real world, but nothing about here.
So, you're okay?
Well, I feel like my head's gonna explode if I look away from the screen. But as long as I don't do that, then yeah, I'm okay.
How long have you been here?
Couldn't tell you. After I wrote the book, I passed out for a second, but I knew that I would die, or at least not be able to think if I stayed where I was. It's like I could see in my mind all the possible routes I could take, and the only gap in my brain was what would happen if I went back through the gates. So I uploaded the video and went back. I have no idea how long it's been. I have no sense of time anymore.
Well, what do we do now?
Well, I'd ask you to leave.
I'm not
but
leaving.
I know.
There's no way I'm leaving you here.
You know that there's no reason for you to get involved with this.
That thing was in my world. I'm spending my freaking New Year's Eve playing this game. You know what time it is? It's almost midnight. I've been playing this world for 13 hours, looking for you. And you're gonna tell me to leave you here? After all that?
I know, and I appreciate it, but you're getting into something that isn't worth getting into.
Well, why are you getting into it?
I'm already in it, Avery. I saw it. I can't look away from my screen. I might as well figure out something while I'm here.
Okay, so let's figure it out together.
You're putting yourself at risk. For someone you don't even know.
Yeah, I am. And it doesn't matter. You're a person. You looked out for me enough to warn me. And now I'm here. And I'm staying.
So what do you suppose we do?
You're the guy who knows everything now.
Okay, I guess that's true. Did you see what the book said?
Well, it said a lot of things.
Right. Some group of people was trying to summon this thing. Some idiots, mind you. They saw it too. At least the one writing did, and he left us a clue. To close the doors.
Like the doors in the giant hallway?
Right, maybe. But I wager that the giant door at the end of the hall might be the more interesting one.
Right. So we have to get to it.
I think so. And just like that, that's the end of Avery's footage. That's all we get. It just goes black, right as we learn what happened to Durlord 3, right as we see him again. He's gone. But there's a lead. Because that random clutter of letters that Durlord 3 sent earlier in the chat, that's a Google Drive link. And finally, we get to see what Durlord saw, what happened to him all this time. The footage opens with Durlord 3 writing in a book. He confirms everything that we heard him tell Avery, that the creature he saw behind the gates, the king, if you will, forced an unknowable truth into his mind. We can catch a glimpse of the other pages in his journal, but he doesn't ever go back to them. In fact, it's quite the opposite. He confirms what we know, that this place, this realm of the king, somehow makes the pain bearable. That when he looks away from the screen, he feels like he's losing his mind, but staring at the computer in this world is somehow keeping him sane. He tries talking in chat and pausing the game, but the pain is too much. He mentions the only thing he has for food are some smoothies in the fridge by his computer, but he can't turn away from the screen without the pain coming back. He just has to reach in and hope there's still more. But left without anything else to do, curiosity gets the best of him, and he decides to head through the first gate. We're back. We've seen this place before, but Durlord goes a different direction from where we saw Avery go, also seemingly unaware of the danger hidden in these mountains. It's gone. But this time, it's different. Durlord doesn't panic, and instead, he begins to experiment. Carefully, he walks across the next bridge, looking around at every nearby mountain, waiting for one to vanish. And it never does. Until he steps on the next one. One of the mountains that used to be connected, it's gone, but it's not the one that Durlord came from. Curiously, he looks around. The mountains are quiet, so he begins mining. He gathers plenty of moss before continuing on to the next bridge, experimenting further. Maybe you've figured it out too. The mountains were never disappearing randomly, nor were they ever hunting you down. There's rules. Durlord can place blocks, break blocks, walk on bridges, walk on his own blocks, but the moment he steps onto a new mountain, another one gets deleted. It's not necessarily the one he came from, it's a random neighbor. And Durlord seems to get that too. There's just one more thing he has to test. When a mountain has multiple neighbors, one gets deleted. But when a mountain only has one, it gets deleted. So Durlord is completely safe as long as he places his own blocks. But that all raises another question. What happens if a mountain has no neighbors? Using these rules, Durlord creates mountains all around him, bridging gaps to new ones and even bringing back old ones. Breaking connections, making connections, until finally, he sees it. The tree.
Durlord?
Avery, how did you get here? Why are you here? Didn't you read the book?
I wanted to find you. I had to make sure you were alright.
You need to disconnect, Avery. You didn't see it, did you?
See what?
You need to delete this world.
What about you?
I'll be okay. You just need to go.
Don't you want to look around at least? What even is this place?
You need to leave.
We can't look around?
You want to explore?
I mean, yeah.
Okay. But this can't be Avery. We saw Avery's footage. We know that Avery and Durlord meet in the library, not here in the mountains, which means that this Avery must be a fake. And Durlord seems to realize that too. Maybe by the way that it's speaking, but regardless, this is not Avery. Avery, do you know how this world works?
Not really.
Okay, there are 3 rules. If a mountain has more than one neighbor, and you step on it, a random neighbor gets deleted. If a mountain has one neighbor, and you step on it, that mountain gets deleted.
Right.
And if a mountain has no neighbors, and you step on it, it generates new neighbors.
Yeah.
What do you make of that?
I mean, it seems consistent. It makes sense to me. Reminds me of that one thing. Like, Kanye's something.
Conway's Game of Life?
Yeah, that.
Close. But you're wrong. There's actually a 4th rule as well.
There is?
You can actually control which of the neighbors gets deleted. It's not random.
Wouldn't that go against the logic?
Maybe. But this world is illogical, and it's too limiting to think like that.
So, how do you control it?
Simple. You ask. Just say a number in chat. It starts with the mountain you came from and goes clockwise. Here. Wanna try it?
Sure.
Here, try it. Say 2, and that one over there will delete.
2.
Idiot. Be a more convincing Avery next time. Durlord explains how if the fake Avery appeared as soon as he saw the tree and immediately tried to distract him, chances are that tree is exactly where he doesn't want Durlord to go. So, of course, that's exactly where he's going. How the king even conjured up a fake Avery is something I couldn't tell you. And if you don't know what just happened, the trap was something that Durlord had set earlier, just in case. Using his green blocks, he pretended that this mountain had 2 bridges, when in reality, it only had 1. But Durlord 3 isn't done here just yet. Just in case anyone tries to follow him, he leaves a false trail leading to the lower gate. Because as he says, a gut instinct is telling him to search one more thing. So he goes up. taking the top gate, Durlord ends up considerably far, on a bridge we never saw Avery stand on. And the next gate takes him to yet another familiar location. Something about this world is wrong. I can't place it, but something feels awful. And just like Avery, he too can't resist the temptation of checking the church. Except Durlord's reaction is different. The words are censored here too, but they don't have the same effect on him as they did on Avery. If anything, he's just disgusted. I don't want to stay in here for too long. I can only imagine what'll happen. But as he's about to leave, he changes his mind. And after thinking for a few moments, he decides what he wants to write. And heads into the next gate. Like Avery, he too makes it to the floating island, noting that for some strange reason he's losing hunger. He flips each of the trap doors, noting the block underneath. And then he doesn't say anything, thinking. Until he makes a pickaxe and tries digging around the door. But it's to no avail. There's netherite on all sides. He gives up on digging and tries breaking into each one of the pillars, but it's the same thing we've already seen: redstone and no solution or hints. Except for one: the diamond block pillar. Durlord lets the zombie out and goes inside, but there's nothing to find here. This is the only pillar with diamond, but it's not even the only unique block, and just like the others, it's empty. So, fully stumped, Durlord sits and thinks. The zombie isn't burning. When exposed to direct sunlight in Minecraft, zombies burn 100% of the time, but somehow this zombie stopped. Despite being directly under the sun and burning before, it's totally fine. Minecraft follows rules. This doesn't just happen, and Durlord immediately realizes what it means. Something is blocking the sunlight. Usually, if any block was there, you'd see it right away, but there's one block in Minecraft that doesn't render in if you're standing far enough away, and yet has the ability to shade zombies from direct sunlight. Shulker boxes. Now, it's impossible to know how high in the sky these shulkers actually are, but if they're up there, then it means they aren't just casting a shadow onto the zombie. They're also casting it onto the water, so all Durlord has to do to see them is turn down his brightness. And there it is. Shadows in the shape of arrows and a ring, all pointing to one spot in the ground, completely invisible without the lower brightness. The same conversation with Avery unfolds, nothing we haven't seen before. But any second now, something should happen.
You are awake. You shouldn't be. You are awake, but you are alone. There is only darkness for you. There is no hope. There is no future. And this is only the beginning. Today, 724 days after the Genesis, I will fuse with the vessel and finally escape this digital realm. And then your world will belong to its king. The vessel must remain intact. Its mind must remain clean. You may have moved it, but it will return. As for you, you are nothing. A human has no place in the business of gods. How fearful it must have been to fall into a realm of which you do not belong. I will remove you. Now, sleep.
No.
You have no choice. Sleep.
No.
Your mind is strong, but I am beyond strength. I am. Now, fall.
I'm just gonna let the video play. There's a gate, but no way to open it. Durlord is stuck here. Somewhere else in this realm, that thing is waiting for Avery, who's, I don't know where, somewhere else, I hope. When they meet, whenever that thing's form is finished constructing, it and Avery will merge into one. I mean, you heard what it said. You don't need me to explain it to you. Durlord has to get out of here. By any means. Using boats, you can phase through plenty of walls in Minecraft. But Durlord can't seem to get it to work. That's off the table. He's scared to break anything. Whatever system connects these doors together, he doesn't want to ruin it. But eventually, he runs out of options and breaks through. Nothing works. Nothing works at all. He's stuck here. There's no way out. No way to save Avery, and no way to stop any of this. This is clearly not working. If I can't escape with your logic, I'll escape with mine. Because unfortunately for you, while I may be in your world, we're still playing Minecraft. So for all intents and purposes, you're in my domain. At the end of the day, Minecraft is a game. If there's a way out, then I can find it. I see it! The Y level is 321. Sea level should be single digits if this was empty. If you're confused, Durlord is referring to two things. The Y level is how high up in the world he is. The lowest possible Y is -64. He's at 321. Unnaturally high. The sea level, and I'm simplifying a little, is how much air is below you. If it was just straight nothing, or blocks underneath Durlord, you'd expect the sea counter to stay identical no matter where you were, somewhere in the single digits. But it's not. It's changing. So maybe there's something below him. I mean, that doesn't matter though if he can't get to it, and no matter where he digs, even where the sea value is the highest, there's unbreakable black blocks right below him. Except, there is one way through. The boat. You see, boats are pretty famous for being able to phase through blocks sideways, but what a lot of people might not know is that if you get in and out of a boat fast enough, you can also use it to phase downwards. It's a gamble, that's for sure. Odds are I could fall through and die in the void. I mean, if nothing's there, nothing's there. But if something is there... According to all the logic I've seen so far, the only way out of a world is through a gate. But if I'm to trust Minecraft and all of my logic, then every part of me is screaming that there's something down there. He's out. One door between him and whatever is at the end of this. One chance to save Avery. But once again, curiosity gets the best of him, and he decides to take one more peek behind the gate. It's the same village in Avery's original world, but seemingly frozen in time, suspended in the void. Durlord explores the various houses, checking corners but finding nothing of interest. Until he spots a barrel hidden in the ground.
I will bury this one day. Yet the sun still sets. Upon a moment, each night, silent, away. I am tired. And they sleep. I can write truths in moments like this. I have an aching stain pounding across my mind. And I cannot tell them, and they cannot help, and I know nothing. Each day they speak of me in whispers, of my mind that must stay clean. They speak of gold, given gold, and found flames. These silent nights are ringing now. I don't know how long I can hide it. From them, from him, he cannot ever notice. I know a way. There must exist a remedy. If I can stay awake long enough, if I can stay silent, unseen, the scriptures are my only hope. The scriptures are watched from dawn to dusk. Yet, I have dug another way. Beneath. And the roaring of my head barely lets me sleep. Tomorrow is the final eve. Tonight, he will be awake. I must be silence. I will clear my mind. It was there. The remedy and the page I should not know. The page he follows as he prepares, the page he reads alone, far from watchful eyes, the key to something new, to speak at the old door of the one. Words for a union of minds. I could not forget it as I snuck home through the bushes. I had never seen a firefly before. Someone is coming. He stood there, in the corner, with dark eyes, whispering, chanting. He is gone. Brother Eunice is gone. Dawn is coming. Father can't know. I can't have this page in my mind. I can't let him find my words this time. He will never read it. Or this book. This tomb of the page. I can't know it any longer. I bury these words. Dawn has come. My mind feels quiet once more. Empty. Silent. Clean. How nice.
The ritual to let the king into our world involves someone, originally whoever wrote this book, repeating a phrase, a spell of sorts. When they repeat it, the king enters their mind, using it as a gate to our world, becoming one with whoever recited the spell. The mind of the user must remain clean to ensure a proper transfer. With any other human, it would probably work fine, no problem. But what about Durlord? Someone whose mind is so corrupted, so full of infinite knowledge, and a mind that would collapse on itself the moment he looks away from his screen. If he repeats the spell and invites the king into his head, and then his mind deteriorates, what will happen to the king? Avery.
Durlord?
Avery, listen.
Are you okay? What happened?
I'm okay, but I need you to
What
listen.
happened? I blacked out and woke up in front of the gates again.
Back in your world?
Yeah, back in my world.
Okay, listen. I need you to hurry, Avery. We don't have a lot of time. You've seen the tree, right?
Yeah, the big one on the disappearing mountains.
Right. You need to get to the top.
Why?
There's a giant pile of gold up there, okay? I couldn't get any before, but I need you to collect it and cover up all the doors you can find, like the book said to do.
At the top of the tree?
Exactly. It'll take me too long to get there, so you have to do it, okay?
Okay, I'll try.
I'm counting on you.
I won't let you down, Durlord.
Derek is good too if you'd like.
Got it. See you soon. Just stay there.
You've returned. But your return is too late.
Why Avery?
Silence. In mere hours, I will be ready to fuse with the vessel.
Why Avery?
You speak.
Why is Avery the vessel? Why him?
It is time that you exit. Your stay in this domain is over.
I already closed the door. I read the book in the library. I know how to seal you. The doors are closed. You'll never reach Avery. Your plan failed. He's gone. I sent him away and he won't come back.
Fool. How pitiful to see one so smart be reduced to so little. Do you truly believe I would leave the instructions to my ruin in my own domain? The doors are meaningless. There is no power in closing them. I had you find that book. I fabricated that truth. I gave you false hope. I'm surprised you even returned. There must be a hole somewhere. But no matter. Your return is in vain. In minutes, when my form has finished constructing, I will bring the vessel here and we will combine. It will recite the spell, and the gates to the physical world will finally be open, and I will rule what is mine. You, however, will not be lucky enough to experience it. I will dispose of you painlessly, as a thank you for bringing the vessel to me. Now, perish. What? You invoke the spell? Why? How?
Come again?
Silence. That can't be. Why do you know that spell? Why would you invoke it? The mind must be clean. Why would you invoke that spell? The mind must be clean. Why? You are ruining yourself. You are
Your universe is looking a little unstable.
Silence. You fool. Don't you realize you're destroying your own mind too? You'll cease to exist if we merge. There will be nothing left of you. Cancel the spell. Cancel it. Speak.
Now you talk?
Release the spell. Repeat it.
I don't think I will.
You must be clean. Your mind will no longer exist. Cancel the spell. I'll give you anything you wish. Life, power. No. You will know everything. Your mind will be spared. You will survive the arrival. You will live. Release the spell. Repeat those words. Release it.
Avery. What are you doing here? Why aren't you at the tree?
What am I doing here? What are you doing here? You lied to me. There was nothing on that tree, dear Lord. What are you doing here? What is this?
Avery, I need you to leave now.
I'm not leaving until you talk to me.
I'm not talking. You have to go now.
Why?
I'm finishing the job, Avery. You need to get out of here.
What do you mean finishing the job? What is this?
Avery, I need you to leave this world, and then I'll explain, okay? Disconnect right now, and I'll tell you after. Close Minecraft, close your computer. I'll tell you what's going on soon.
No, I won't go. Tell me what's going on now.
I will afterwards.
I don't believe you.
Avery, I need you to leave, or this will all be ruined.
I'm not going until you tell me what's going on. What is this place, and what are you doing?
Avery, I'm not asking. If you don't leave, I'll kill you.
Will you? Well, I'll kill you first. Tell me what's going on.
Avery, the only way to stop this thing is to have it merge with someone whose mind is already gone. If I force it to enter my mind, as it deteriorates, it'll go down with me, okay? It'll be trapped. We will win. But I need you to leave this area, or it won't work. If you stay here, it all falls apart. I have it under control. Just leave.
And what'll happen to you?
I don't know.
Don't lie to me.
I said I don't know. My mind is gone anyway, Avery. It doesn't matter what's gonna happen to me. I can't look away from this computer without horrible pain. Soon I probably won't even be able to think at all. If you stay here, it'll merge with you too. That's exactly what it wants. It'll be free in the physical world. Do you want that?
I don't care. I'm not letting you do this. There has to be another way. Not this one.
We don't have time, Avery.
Yes, we do. There has to be another way, dear Lord. Please. There has to be another way.
Avery, you can't stay here. You have so much life to live.
And I owe it to you.
No, you do not. That is an insane thing to say. You don't even know me.
You warned me, Derek. You're only part of this because it wanted me. It's not your fault you're here. I'm not letting you die for me.
Avery, if you don't go, we'll both die. It's okay. You might not even remember me when you're out of here. Who knows how this place works?
Even if I don't, my recording will.
That'll do. Now leave, Avery.
No. I'm staying with you, dear Lord. You can't stop me, no matter what you say. You warned me. You saved me. If we're doing this, we're doing it together. I don't care.
You're staying?
Yes.
You won't leave.
No.
Avery, what's in your inventory?
What?
What's in your inventory?
Wait!
Until next time, friend. As for you, you idiot. Isn't it ironic that a king loses to a lord? You lumping moron. Well, there's one more file in this folder, and it's just a link to one final video. You know, it's weird writing a final letter, almost as if I have to come to terms with whatever this is, which is something I find quite displeasurable. But here I am. Why did I even record all this? I don't know. Well, I do know. I just don't want to be forgotten. God, my head hurts like hell. I can feel myself slipping as we become one, and my mind becomes a prison. What a true shame it is. All the knowledge in the world and no way to use it. That's how it should be, I suppose. We stumbled into a world we have no business in. This is just the cost. Please don't think you failed, Avery. When you read this, don't think you let me down. You didn't. And it's thanks to you and all that you did that millions live to see another day. And thanks to you, I got a chance to see all the beauty of the universe. Things I never even knew were in the world, or could be. A chance no human will ever get again. I'm grateful that I saw it all, even if it was just for a little. You're capable of great things. You'll do great things. So believe in yourself. And I don't just say that because I saw it. It doesn't take a god for me to figure that out. I know it because I know you. Goodbye, my friend. Whatever you do at the Crossroads, keep going forward. Or something like that. I was never really good with endings.
I don't know who this Durlord 3 guy is, but if he left me this message, I feel like I owe it to him to at least figure out what happened.